Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we will be dealing with audio compression. What does it mean? What does it do? You're not gonna know unless someone tells you. So in this video, that's where we're gonna explore together. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so compression. Alright, so let's just talk about like what that actually means. So a compressor reduces the level of the audio. It's kind of like moving down a fader, but it's just faster. So the main two features of that are the threshold setting and the ratio setting. And so basically a compressor works on signals above the threshold. So alright, so the threshold would be like, I guess, the audio that you're cutting out. That line that of decibels that you're cutting out, those frequencies, that line itself, those two lines, those are considered the threshold. That's what a threshold is. And yeah, so it works on those signals above it. But how hard it compresses those signals is considered the ratio. So ratio 1:1 is basically no compression, but 20:1 is hard compression, and that's in most compressors that is the limit, 20 to 1. So the basic idea of a compressor is that, in basic terms, that it makes loud sounds softer. In basic terms, Alright, so pretty much, yeah, like I said, loud sounds softer. It's just the frequencies that you're trying to cut out. If there's like distortion or just this, you're literally squeezing the audio, but with that, you want to make sure that the level gets over the threshold. Make sure the levels get over the threshold, or else the compressor won't compress. So if your audio is in between the threshold, you can't compress. Like, the threshold should be at the edges of your audio, getting at those extra frequencies. But if it's not loud enough, there's nothing to compress because it's not getting to the line. It's literally, sound is literally a graph. Yeah. So just another tip to know is that every 2:1 ratio, every 2 decibels, I should say, will be like another level of soft compression. But every 20 decibels will be hard compression, okay? Like I said before, ratio 1:1 is no compression at all. At all. And the thing about that is, the more the greater your ratio, say your original obviously is 1:1, then you go 2:1, 4:1, maybe 10:1, 10:1, your audio is so compressed that the actual volume of it is just way lower. So my tip to you is to add makeup gain. But like I said in one of my other videos when I was dealing with the live stream setup, I was talking about like the pad setting. But you want to find the right balance. You don't want to just put up all the gain, but you want to check your levels. You want to check to see if you're still in the green with like your level should be green with maybe a splash of yellow, but you don't want any red. You don't want it yet. Red means distortion. So you just want to put makeup gain just to get the levels, the actual like volume, because gain is power. Gain is boosting your signal, the signal that you're sending. But if it's a clean if it's a clean compression, it's cutting out those extra frequencies, but then you boost the audio just to get it back to that, I guess you could say, volume. All right. So just for example, take for example, say you're putting compression on drums. So like original drums, like the dynamic range between the peaks of the kick and the snare compared to the soft hi-hat are big. So there's big peaks and valleys. So the audio would be like this, like you'd see the graph like going like this, like a lot, you know. But if it's compressed, the peaks are reduced and gained up, obviously. So almost no dynamic range between the soft and there's almost no dynamic range between the soft and loud sounds. All right. Yeah, so like I said before, the three things you really need to remember: threshold, ratio, and makeup gain. Threshold, ratio, makeup gain. Another thing to take into account though is your attack and your release, because all right, so attack is how fast it applies that gain reduction, okay, that compression. Yeah, and with release is fast release, slow release, right? So attack would be at the beginning of the sound, release would be at the end of it to see how long it is sustained, essentially. How long it takes to stop compressing, I should say. But if your audio, if your attack is not fast enough, your audio won't compress, even if you do have the threshold and the ratio. All right, so if you have the threshold decrease, so if you turn the knob up, it's actually decreasing, but with the ratio, obviously increasing the ratio. But with those, if the attack is not up, there will be nothing to compress. So you also have to take that into consideration. You need the threshold to be cutting something off the audio, or else it's like, how can you compress? You can't compress if there's no audio. All right, so I know this might be confusing, but if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me. I just wanted to drop some knowledge on y'all. You know, this is not about me. As I always say, this is really about creating a resource for ministries to excel. There's no reason why we cannot all succeed together, you know. Budgeting wise, you may not even have a special compressor, but just having the knowledge of these things, these are things you need to have the basis of, so that even if you have a simple mixer, a simple analog mixer, you can make the most of it. Most people don't do anything but maybe EQ and maybe adjust the faders. But there's more to these boards. There are more dynamic processes. And compression is a dynamic process. But thanks for tuning in. And remember to hit that hit like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell, please. I'd truly appreciate it. But remember, it's not about me. And if you're going to run sound, you've got to make it count. Thanks.